St. Louis Union Station, the Polar Express, and much more. Next on City Corner. Sarah Thompson, and welcome to City Corner. It might seem a bit early to start talking about Christmas and holiday celebrations, but not when it comes to St. Louis Union Station. Today we're going to talk about what they have in store this holiday season and really beyond throughout the year. I'm joined by Cameron Schoeffel, and he's here with us today to talk about all things Union Station.
That's right.
And yeah, let's dive into it. Union Station is a landmark in St. Louis, so great history, a gorgeous building, building right there off of Market, and kind of over the years been rebranded for this holiday experience that you have to offer. So what do we have in store this holiday season?
So yeah, it's never too early to start talking about Christmas in our world. So this year we are bringing back the Polar Express, backed by popular demand. This will be our third year running it, so we're really excited to bring it back and kind of engage with the community on the fun holiday event that we do at St. Louis Union Station.
So when people hear the Polar Express, this is the Polar Express referencing the book, children's favorite children's book, and movie as well. And so how does the Polar Express trademark and get incorporated to what you have to offer? And we've got, I think, a visual of we'll start going through some of the visuals of your artwork that you have.
Yeah, so it is a family interactive event that we put on, and we have a lot of fun doing that. So it is,
There's the train.
There you go. That is our wonderful steam engine that pulls up in front of the house. So there are lots of different components to our Polar Express train ride. So we have the cast of Polar Express, the conductors, the chefs, the elves, even the big man, Mr. Santa Claus, might even pay a special visit this year for us. So yeah, we take a journey to the North Pole. It's a lot of fun. It's about a 45-minute train ride. Hot chocolate, cookies, fun activities. We actually read the book along the way.
Okay.
So there's lots of engagement with the children and the families. It's not just for children. It is for adults, definitely. So we really have a great time putting it on. The smiling faces of the kids makes it all worth it for us.
And I think it's important to point out that it really is an actual train ride.
I
think some people think sometimes with Union Station, obviously there's this history, this long history of being a train station, but that obviously in more recent times that it's just almost like a museum or something. But no, you are getting on a train, and the train is going. Can you actually say where the train goes?
Yeah. So we obviously we go to the North Pole. So we
really the North Pole.
The real North Pole is what we like to think. So we jet up actually north of the Arch grounds.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a city tour almost, but it's a lot of fun. It's not a super overly long experience, but enough to keep the children engaged and fun around every corner, definitely. So.
And so you mentioned on the train ride, you're actually reading the Polar Express. And do you have, I know that, is there sort of some kind of audio that's incorporated too, right?
Yeah. So there's a full soundtrack of Polar Express theme songs and obviously the book that we have read along the way. So the entire time the kids are engaged and our Polar Express. Yeah, there you go. The book there being read by one of our chefs there. So along the way, they're actually feeling like they're a part of the story itself. And if you're familiar with the Polar Express, the boy there does get on the train ride and actually goes to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus and all that. So it's an opportunity for them to actually feel like they've had an opportunity to get into the book.
Into the book and into the experience. So. I want to look at, with Union Station, you have other things. You can go and stay. We're kind of looking at some photos, and we'll put those back up. You can actually do packages. So you're not just going down there doing the train ride. You can stay, enjoy meals. And
well, at Union Station, we are lucky enough to have a wonderful hotel to go along with all of our other space there. So the hotel and Polar Express kind of partner together to put together room packages with decorated suites. We have your standard rooms, We have a special turn down service this year for our room package guests. So along that goes, you know, a letter from Santa, a special gift for the kids. You know, if they were, you know, obviously good kids.
Or a special gift for the adults.
Right, exactly, that's true, that's true. So, you know, it's an all-encompassing experience. And to go along with that, we have the Magical Meals in Grand Hall, which, if you're familiar with Grand Hall, is a National Historic Landmark in our wonderful city. So we have the 3D light shows, a wonderful buffet that goes along with that, and that's about a 45-minute experience as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great segue just to talk about Union Station. I mean, the Grand Hall is magnificent. I mean,
It is,
if memory
it is.
serves me correct, there's
Yeah.
been films that have been shot there. So I've been, you know, ever since the hotel LHM kind of took over, we did all of this. Yes, you hear a lot about the light show, and we've got fire show and light show.
Fire
so maybe
show
first,
and
I know
light
we've
show.
got a picture for the fire show. Tell me about the fire show. What is that?
The fire show is a new feature to Union Station. So that is it's very unique. It's you know, it's like anywhere from 5 to 10 minute experience. There you see the fire shooting up from the lotus leaves that float there in the lake. So there is music. We have holiday versions. We have a pop and rock version.
It's timed too?
It is
Music,
timed,
got
yeah.
it.
So that actually plays every night at Union Station, if you weren't aware, from 5 to 9 at the top of each hour. So, you know, it's something you can experience on any day, but something that we like to roll into Polar Express as well with a holiday themed, experience. So, you know, we get the train horn going and the fun holiday music, and it's a wow factor, definitely. It's if you don't know it's coming, it'll you know, kind of catch you off guard, but it is a lot of fun.
And then when we move back to the Grand Hall, the beautiful Grand Hall, which is just stunning. I went to a wedding there not too long ago, and it's just magnificent.
It is.
So tell me about the light show. It's really quite fascinating.
Yeah, the light show that we have there actually won an award, I believe it was 2 years ago, a Thea Award, which was a wonderful you know, presentation and honor for us to win. And there you have the light show there in Grand Hall. That plays same schedule, except till 10 o'clock nightly, and we'll during the holidays that'll be part of the Magical Meal experience. So
are you changing anything up about the light show to make it more like holiday
Yeah,
colors?
exactly.
Or
Yeah.
you
So
are?
we currently have 12 shows that play on just a rotation, and for the holidays we'll actually add some holiday shows. So Polar Express themed shows, you know, some different components there to kind of play into the holidays and Polar Express specifically.
And let's just talk about with St. Louis Union Station in general. I mean, it's kind of been buzzing now for a while because there's so much in store. In the second half of the show, we're going to get into what's coming up this year. But just in general, I mean, how is it for you, you know, working with the hotel and just being down there? We've got some images. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful building.
It is.
Any updates? We've talked about the light show, the fire show.
Yeah.
What can people really expect when they go down there these days?
Yeah, well, we have it's a wonderful property. It's obviously a historic landmark. The rooms have been renovated within the past 2 years. We've got our wonderful head house rooms, which were part of the historic Terminal Hotel, dating back to, I believe, 1894, something like that. So those were redone. They were spectacularly finished. So we're really excited about that. To go along with our garden side rooms, and we're actually getting some new rooms this year as well on the far side of Grand Hall to go along with everything else.
Yeah, let's take a look at, we'll throw up the exterior too, so people can kind of, you know, we can put in place where they're actually staying when they're taking a look at it. So let's have a look at that. So new renovations, new rooms. So when you're talking about, we're looking at the shot, where are those new rooms?
So they are where you see the clock tower there to the left. So we've recently redone our fitness center, and then on that side above that will be our new hotel rooms.
Yeah,
so we're thrilled about that.
It's absolutely beautiful. And I mean, too, when people, I think, if they haven't been down there in a while, I mean, you can get from the hotel, you just kind of can still walk back to the train lot. Sometimes it's locked. The doors are locked. But I mean, it is all still pretty cohesive. Are you doing anything in that space this season, or is that going to lead up to the aquarium that we're going to talk about?
That'll lead up to the aquarium. But we have extended our convention space this year.
Okay.
And that was just finished a couple months ago, actually. So we're now able to really hold some large scale conventions and groups in house, which has been wonderful for us. To go along with all our hotel rooms and all the other attractions and events and things like that we have going on. That's been really spectacular as well.
When we talked about the Polar Express, and you mentioned that you're bringing it back by popular demand, a lot of people, from the management side and from the planning side, where does the idea come from to be sort of not just a destination, not just a hotel, but really bringing in the holidays, like a holiday celebration or a holiday experience destination?
Yeah. Well, I know that us at LHM, we're very invested in the community, and there's not a ton going on in terms of holiday events and things like that in the downtown area. So it was very important for us to kind of get involved in that and offer something to the community that was bigger picture. A unique experience, and what better way to do that than on the trains? And utilizing Polar Express and our partnership with Warner Brothers has been spectacular to this point. So we're really looking forward to that, and many years to come doing the Polar Express. And
do you think this is something, obviously, that people locally will want to go to? Do you feel that this is something that will attract an audience outside of St. Louis?
Yeah. We have seen wonderful pickup from room packages and things like that. Our reach has extended quite a bit, actually, this year specifically, to our outlying areas, which has been wonderful. You want to be able to impact, not just the local community, but the outlying areas as well. So that's been spectacular. We want to make it a long-term, not just a night destination, but a real experience for our out-of-town guests. And that, like I said, with the room packages, the magical meals, the Polar Express, all these other components that we have, that really lends itself to that.
Being a full experience
year
round.
Exactly.
Well, we've got the information there for you on the screen. There's a lot that goes on at Union Station year round, and so if you want more information, go to stlouisunionstation.com, or you can call the number on your screen. Obviously, check them out on social media, on Facebook and Twitter as well. And then for the Holiday Express, it's not too early, as we're saying, to start celebrating. Get your tickets now. The Polar Express train ride, and this is the trademark Polar Express that you mentioned in partnership with Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers, that's correct.
Warner Brothers.
And rail events, yep.
And it's November 24th through December 30th, and you can get your tickets now at stlthepolarexpressride.com. But stay with us. There's a lot more to come. Believe it or not, we're going to talk about the aquarium that's coming up, other train rides, and much more. So stick right here on City Corner.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome, innovators, dreamers, pioneers of the 21st century. We've been expecting you to come discover your dreams and make your ideas take flight. Just like so many explorers that came before you. Welcome to the hub of opportunity. Welcome to St. Louis. Always exploring.
I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to City Corner. Today we're talking about St. Louis Union Station, the Polar Express, and all that they have to offer, not just this holiday season, but throughout the year. I'm joined again by Cameron Schoeffel, and we're going to continue our discussion post the Holiday Express, which is coming up, and just in general what you have year-round. Everyone wants to know more about this aquarium that's coming up.
Yeah.
So the St. Louis Aquarium, that's going to be the name?
St. Louis Aquarium, that's correct.
So where's it going to be exactly at Union
So
Station?
As most people would know, the old retail side of St. Louis Union Station, that will be the main area of St. Louis Aquarium. Lots of different components on the outlying areas that we're working on as well. but the epicenter of the aquarium itself will be in that space.
Okay,
So,
we've got some renderings of it, and it
Yeah,
looks pretty cool.
it
I mean,
does.
is this really
I know.
going to be how it's
yeah,
going to look?
yeah. These are the actual plans. So we're thrilled about all the different components and things like that we're working on.
It looks so mystical.
It
It's kind of
does.
incorporating the train station.
Yep,
But
yeah. Everything Union Station. So trains and the history. We're trying to keep all of that consistent with, sort of this modern look at the aquarium here at St. Louis Union Station.
yeah, that's
so.
really neat. I think there's one more too. So what is this actually?
Yeah, so this is, it'll all go through, you'll kind of wind through both a Missouri rivers
Oh, okay.
section and then onto an ocean section. So, there'll be all sorts of different wildlife, ocean wildlife, river wildlife, lots of different things working on, possibly even some like stingray petting areas and things
okay.
like that. So, without getting into too much
Yeah.
detail, there are some pretty neat components to it, and I think, everyone's really going to be surprised and thrilled with how it all turns out.
What's the timeline that at least you're working with now? I mean,
Yeah,
timelines can,
it always changes.
they're always changing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, planning on breaking ground in November of this year, with the completion date tentatively set for summer of 2019.
Okay,
Yeah.
summer of 2019.
Yeah,
so
so-
you can pull up to Union Station from any street.
That's
there will
right.
be the hotel, the trains, an aquarium, and then obviously the dining that's already
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So I mean, a full experience.
Full
Take
experience, yeah, and we're also working on a train park area as well.
Your pick. Yeah, so we have some looks at that,
yeah.
and again, those are sort of the renderings or the projections for,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the future. So tell me more about the train park.
Yeah, so the train park is a kind of a shop and eatery type setup. So as you can see there, kind of some open stalls and just kind of an open, fun area to go along with everything else that's going on at St. Louis Union Station. So really working on, creating a real attraction for guests to come and spend some time and, not just a day trip, but
Right.
make a weekend, make a week of it.
What exactly is this? Some kind of light? The look at the light theme. Continue
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
light
So
theme.
this is all part of the train park again.
I
This
see.
this is all located near our train platform and the cars that we have currently on site. So it all kind of plays into that. There you see some LEDs in the trees and things like that. That'll play along with the fire show that we have that we mentioned earlier. So it's just a fun walk through atmosphere for our guests, and there's some more renderings of the fire show there. Looking at some possible entertainment
Yeah,
venues outside there. We just want to make it so that people in our community can and outside of our
Yeah.
community can have a place to come visit and enjoy some different attractions and fun things.
No, because
like
I think
that.
when you look at other cities, even with Chicago, I mean, Navy Pier,
Yep.
people make these sort of destinations, and it becomes an all-day
Absolutely.
destination, or you build a whole weekend around it.
Yeah,
It becomes
yeah.
the basis for a trip. I have to ask on the business side, are you guys just have these like brainstorm meetings where you're like throwing out ideas?
There's lots of good ideas coming in and out. Our ownership and investors do a wonderful job of cultivating these ideas and really jumping on them. So it's a fun thing to be a part of. It's a fun company to work for, and I'm very lucky to be in my position, and we're definitely looking to the future. And being a native St. Louisan, I really take a lot of pride in being a part of something so big.
Yeah, it
So,
feels like you're a part of what's going to be,
Yeah.
something in the future that is going to be enjoyed by
Sure.
a lot of people. I do want to mention, because we were talking off camera about this, but you've talked about the cars that are the train cars that
Yes.
are currently there. I don't know if a lot of people know this. You do train rides out of Union Station.
We do.
Currently, right now, outside of the Polar Express.
Yeah, exactly. So we do anything that you can think of, whether it's a social outing, birthday party, rehearsal dinner, corporate event, anything like that. There's three kind of components to that. So stationary events, the cars themselves are wonderful.
Right.
We have two observation cars, an old baggage car, which was actually restored into a reception open bar car, basically. So those are a lot of fun, as
So
you can imagine.
you can book a bar car.
Yeah. So, like I said, the stationary events, we actually do local excursions, so kind of city tours almost. We actually head out over into Illinois, over the MacArthur Bridge, kind of loop around, and then come back over on the Merchants Bridge, and then along the Missouri side of the Mississippi River, and then under the Arch grounds, which is pretty neat. All the while enjoying, our culinary team's wonderful food and beverage options and things like that. So,
And are these things that you have, are these trips you have to book as a sort of private event, or are they on set days that are open to the public?
They're all bookable privately. So, we kind of customize the experience for what our guests and groups, kind of look for. And those are bookable by going to our website or visiting us on our social media, anything like that. So, they're very neat opportunities out there for us. We're also expanding that to, trips to Chicago, Kansas City, Cards, Cubs, things like that. So lots of fun opportunities on the horizon for us.
And with the trains, I mean, how much do you know about the trains themselves? Are they sort of like the throwback? Are they, vintage?
Yeah,
sort of trains,
they
or
all
are they...
they are all timeline built is somewhere in the 40s, 50s, even 60s. They've all been renovated recently, so they are all updated and kind of a little more modern than what you might expect for some of the older trains, but they're wonderful. We've got kitchens and bars and all that fun stuff on board there already. So, like I said, our culinary staff and team at St. Louis Union Station does a wonderful job of honing their skills on the trains, and I've been very impressed with everything they've been able to pull off to this point.
Yeah, no,
so.
it's a unique idea and experience to
absolutely.
have. Outside of Union Station, obviously the focus of today's show is really talking about what's going on at that location, but LHM has projects and operations all across the region, but specifically in the city. Let's talk about some of those. Any updates with like 360, or I know out in Westport, anything you want to kind of talk about in that area?
Obviously Hilton at the Ballpark is a wonderful kind of trademark St. Louis property. 360 is one of the coolest bars and restaurants in the city, if you ask me.
And there aren't that many, I mean, even nationally speaking,
there aren't.
Fully rooftop.
Yeah, fully on the roof. I mean, when you're up there, you're almost eye level with the arch, it seems like, right? So it's a lot of fun, especially on a game day when the Cardinals are playing. So that's a really unique place. And if you haven't checked it out, I would definitely suggest
I have to say, when you're up there and you're eating, you're kind of like looking over. It's really unique. And I remember the construction of that, like every week we were just kind of seeing until it was finally building up. I mean, do you remember how long was that construction?
It took a while. Yeah, I don't remember specifically how long it took,
unique.
but it was definitely something that was fun to watch and see progress. So.
And then about Westport.
Yeah, so lots of fun things going on at Westport. Obviously, the Worldwide Technology Building just went up not too long ago. And we have a awesome new, almost like game bar restaurant type place called Westport Social. So almost 13,000 square feet with bocce ball and snooker ball and ping pong and all these fun games, karaoke rooms. The team there has done a wonderful job. I was blown away when I walked in there, and it's a very fun experience. And if you haven't been down there, I would definitely suggest going. And
so Westport Social is open now. This
is
something people can go to.
Yeah, it opened I believe it was last week, maybe the week before that. So.
And where is it in relation when people think of the village of Westport?
Yeah,
and
so
the hotels?
it's right there. So if you were familiar with where the Sheraton Plaza Hotel is, it is basically right next to that. So if you were looking at the front of that building, then you would just veer off to the left a little bit and be right there. So
in the hospitality industry, and this kind of goes back to a little bit of what we were talking about earlier. I mean, what is sort of the trend now? I mean, what is sort of the trend about creating? Is it a certain type of experience, or is it that people are expecting things on a more upscale amenities? I mean, what's sort of the general trend as to why, when you think about LHM doing these, obviously these are long-term plans, but what kind of is the catalyst or momentum?
Well, I think it's about cultivating an experience. So obviously we've got some wonderful properties around the city. Very nice properties, but with Westport Social and what's going on at Union Station, it's about creating some sort of experience and event of some sort for people to kind of enjoy, right? So they want to have something that they're taking part in, whether it's games at Westport Social or a train ride at St. Louis Union Station. They want to have that experience. They want to whip out their iPhone or something and take a picture of it because it's unique, it's different. And I think that's really important, and kind of the vision of what we're creating at LHM with all these different components and unique experiences. So.
No, it's really interesting. I mean, because you do sort of over the years see the trends from one end. It might be something more about just a stay and comfort. And I think more and more you are getting the sense that people want to have a full experience where they are. They want like a branded, unique experience
absolutely.
For each destination that they go to, and you're bringing it. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
It's fun to talk about all this stuff.
I know. Well, good luck this holiday season.
Thank you.
It's kind of hard now that we're in September, but it's coming. It comes right up.
It'll be here before we know it.
It will. Thank you again. We've got the information there for you on the screen if you want to go check it out. Well, first we're going to talk about at Union Station in general. I mean, we've covered a lot of things: the fire show, the light show. You can stay there obviously overnight at the hotel, but there's so many things happening at Union Station. So go to stlewisunionstation.com or call the number on your screen. But coming up for the full holiday experience, check out the Polar Express train ride. And it really is a train ride,
real life train ride.
Where you are getting the experience of the book, kind of like the book, the movie, all mixed together on an actual train ride. For tickets and for more information, go to stlthepolarexpressride.com. And the dates again are November 24th through December 30th this year. There you go, right before New Year's.
Perfect.
All right, Cameron, thank you again for being here. And thank you at home for watching, and keep it right here on STL TV. Experience St. Louis.